The stock market has been rocky in recent weeks over worries about the Delta variant and its potential impact on the U.S. economy's recovery. Plus, Congress must approve government funding by Friday to avoid a shutdown.
So what does all of that mean for your investments, or if you're planning to retire soon? John Rudder going in depth for us this morning to get us some financial answers. Okay, enlighten us, John.
Hey, good morning, Danita. Good morning, Mike. Well, experts say that stocks could slide further as interest rates rise, but September is also the worst month performing historically for stocks, and October usually not much better. But we tend to go up from there, so the advice is to stay patient.
We spoke with Yahoo Finance expert and former WEWS GMC anchor Adam Shapiro, who answered some key questions about how to keep your money working for you. Should I make changes to my investments, 401k or Roth IRA? Don't stop investing. Continuously buy shares no matter what is happening in the market or the world at large. This is why retirement accounts like a 401k can be so powerful. Saving money out of every paycheck ensures that you're putting money to work even when stocks are crashing. You should also always be reviewing your investment decisions with your financial advisor.
You should always be open to changes in your investments, but not because the market is necessarily down or up. It's something you should consider every 6 months. You want to review it, not necessarily because we've had a couple bad weeks in the market or a couple good weeks in the market.
What if I have shares in a business? Should I sell? The stock price can vary from how the business is performing. Good examples from the recent pandemic-induced crash are Microsoft and AMC Entertainment. While both saw their stock prices drop in the spring of 2020, the businesses were performing much differently. So do your own research on your investments by visiting the investor relations page on the company website.
On the web page, you can sign up to get the email that they send to reporters in the financial world on a regular basis. So you too will get notifications whenever they do something that requires them to file a document with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So if you sold today, and if we recover in October and what we've seen in the past is true going forward, you just lost out on a lot of money that's still in play to grow.
What if I'm set to retire in a few years? If you're 60 or over, you should be having a discussion with your financial planner about when is it time to start moving the money within your retirement accounts into more secure kinds of investments. Traditionally, that's been bonds. Decide how much money you need on a monthly basis. That's not Social Security.
I don't need to tell you, going into bonds right now is frightening because there's no return as far as interest rates. So the question that I would consider asking your advisor, not how much money do I need 10 years from now. What you need to determine is how much money on a monthly basis do we need.
Shapiro also says, as always, remember when it comes to money, emotional decisions almost never work out. And if you have a plan, stick to it. Mike, Danita?
All right, thank you, John. 6-8.